It would appear artists on TikTok have unlocked a new level in the metaphorical drawing arcade and are quote-unquote ditching making casual art, drawing fan art of Genshin Impact and other anime characters, and are walking into the warm, welcoming arms of furry art and embracing drawing not safe for work furry art for hundreds of dollars, if not thousands. Let's talk about it, I guess.
We can pay you handsomely.
I am now a child of light. Your earthly money holds no appeal to me.
$20,000.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I do like NSFW art, depending on what it is. It can be like $30 to $50, but yeah.
What's NSFW?
Not safe for work, so I actually do very...
Yeah, baby!
Artists who once painted dreamy landscapes, stylized anime portraits, and painted their OCs under dynamic lighting are now frantically clawing the earth drawing anthropomorphic wolves in hoodies, cute pups with hot abs just lounging around aura farming with their emotional backstories, and taking multiple commissions drawing any and everything that has fur, a tail, and pointy ears. But the question I kept asking myself before diving headfirst into this topic was, why are all these artists suddenly interested in making furry art? What is the big secret? What are they not telling us non-furry drawer artists and are gatekeeping to only a select few? But first I had to learn and properly educate myself on what a furry was. According to the Reddit scholars, a furry is a person who enjoys anthropomorphic characters, including characters that might not physically be anthropomorphic but still have human sentience and interactions. Anthropomorphic meaning characters that are basically animals which also have human characteristics. Furries are drawn to animals that are portrayed with human traits such as being able to talk, walk upright, or wear clothes. They could also develop a fursona, which is basically a character that they identify with and is a visual representation of themselves as an animal. These fursonas could be any different animal species like wolves, cats, dogs, dolphins, kangaroos.
I'm a kangaroo. Ooh, kangaroo fursuit. I have not seen too many of you guys before. Can I see a hop, please? That was actually pretty good.
Literally any animal you could think of could pass as a furry, I guess. Correct me if I'm wrong on that bit. Furries also create and wear fursuits, which are elaborate and highly detailed costumes that depict their fursona in all its glory, while also moving around and walking on all fours or upright, totally embodying their fursona. Furries also have communities where they connect and interact with each of their mutuals and develop strong friendships with each other. People in the furry fandom all share their interest in anthropomorphic characters through writing, role-playing, attending conventions, sometimes wearing their fursuits, and also through art. Drawings of furries, fursonas, and everything else in the fandom has been around for a while and has been popular in the art community since the early days of Tumblr and DeviantArt. Comics like Black Sad featuring walking and talking animals all dressed up playing detectives and robbers have been around since forever and have accounted for many drawings and fan art across social media platforms. Artists on TikTok have not been exempted from drawing furries and have been posting videos after video drawing big bad "why are you looking at me like that sir" wolves, which end up making me battle the constant urge to dress up as an oversized fox with 9 tails. Videos pranking their art friends trying to find out which of them is a furry by asking them to draw a dog have also gone viral on TikTok, just because of how absolutely ridiculous the results each of the friends end up drawing. forms of furry art has rampaged TikTok, from simple character sheets with different angles of the character to videos of Lana Del Rey making fun of furries and then ending up getting drawn as one, because apparently it's a joke only people within the furry art community will understand, I assume.
I'm not a furry. You guys are gross.
VTuber furries making art tutorials, teaching young artists how to draw and sharing helpful art tips are all too common on TikTok, and these videos all pull thousands of views on the platform as well. Aside from a few controversies and problematic people here and there, which of course every other fandom has as well, the furry fandom along with furry artists on TikTok seem to all be peaceful for the most part. And at first I thought that was the reason why people were starting to draw furries and all of a sudden felt it's safe enough to show their old furry art, because apparently people are appreciated and welcome in the furry fandom. But then I saw this video and the gears started turning in my head and everything immediately made sense. It has come to my attention that compared to other casual commissions on social media, furry art commissions pay much better. Like, much better. The price for a single full body furry character with color, shading and a background sometimes falls within the ranges of $150 to $400. With more experienced artists, these prices go all the way into the thousands. A custom reference sheet for a persona with multiple poses and outfits easily starts from $600 upwards. Artists who make 3D models and animated rigs for VTubers are swimming in metaphorical seas of sweet moolah just from making furry art. And then it all started to make sense why artists who normally just draw Pinterest girls or their OCs and make videos about them are now drawing furries and scampering around on TikTok, making videos expressing how ready they are to start taking furry art commissions. And I don't even blame them at all. I mean, who will say no to making a bag from drawing a wolf in a sweatsuit with abs?
We can pay you handsomely.
I am now a child of light. Your earthly money holds no appeal to me.
$20,000.
The furry community is flooded with nice people who love to support the arts if you're willing to do furry related art, writing and crafting as a whole. They're all kind clients who tip really well. I paid off my house with furry art. There were limitations and certain no-go things, etc., but it was worth it. Remember, they can afford $5,000 fursuits. They are rich. A lot of the comments under this video were either asking how to get furry art commissions or expressing their newfound love for making furry art and were in the process of transitioning into becoming a proper furry artist. But no one was asking the important question, which I assume is floating in everyone's head. Why are furries so rich? And for the life of me, I can't even answer this question. So I went back on TikTok and found a video explaining why furries were quote unquote called rich. I found this video that said furries aren't exactly rich, they just understand art is a luxury, which is why they are willing to pay a lot for commissions, far more than regular people. Which makes a lot of sense since art plays a major role in the furry fandom, and seeing their personas brought to life with amazing art probably feels like walking in a fever dream to them, which is quite understandable, and I respect them for being open enough to paying that much for art. But people in the comments still pointed out that aside from furries just enjoying art and are willing to spend more money on it, some of them work in tech fields, which apparently is why they truly are just rich. This video by TikToker Julio backed up these assumptions, explaining his experience meeting a furry IRL, and the conversation went like this.
There are many times in life where I've been wrong, times where I've experienced lapses in judgment. I'm talking to this girl and I noticed that on her bag, she has a little keychain, like a furry tail keychain. And out of curiosity, I ask her where she got that. She tells me it's the tail of her spirit animal. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, we all have spirit animals. But she puts a lot of emphasis on the word animal. So, you know, I noticed that, and as a joke, I'm like, haha, what are you, a furry? But as soon as I say that, her fucking eyes light up like a little boy who just got told that his dad who was stationed in Iraq is coming back. And she very, very happily and confidently tells me yes. And I was really taken aback by this because she looks extremely normal. And I know that might be a very crude way of saying it. I'm not trying to say that all furries are fucking evil, heinous, abnormal people. But, you know, in my mind, I've seen a lot of like furry representation on the internet, and it's not always been the most positive. But this girl is bad as fuck. So if you're a furry, fuck it, I'm a furry. So I started asking questions of what I think a typical furry does. Do you have a fursona? Do you have a fursuit? Do you commission furry porn? I didn't ask that last part, but she did say yes to the first two ones. She has a fucking Egyptian Mao cat fursona, and she has the fursuit to match. And I asked her how much that costed, and she very casually tells me 12 bands. 12 bands just casually owns my fucking net worth in a fursuit. And, you know, that interaction changed my fucking mental capacity. That conversation altered the way that I think about furries forever. Because, what? I later started doing some research on the internet, and I've come to realize a lot of furries are rich. A lot of furries have really high-paying jobs, like 6-figure jobs. I don't know how or why that's an occurrence, but in retrospect, being a furry is an expensive hobby, right? You gotta pay for the fursuit, you gotta pay for whatever else. But yeah, that was a really big revelation to me.
The people in the comments of this video all agreed with Julio and were explaining why this was normal, since according to them, a lot of furries work in STEM jobs, which explains why they get paid and are able to spend thousands of dollars on their fursuits and fan art of their fursonas.
Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I am a certified mechanic, but I do receiving specialist.
All right, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I'm a train conductor in training.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I work for Costco Wholesale.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
Hey, I'm a software engineer.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I work in retail.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
I'm a QA engineer.
Awesome, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
Hi, I'm a nurse's assistant.
Amazing. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
Hi, I'm a pastry chef and mixologist.
Awesome, thank you. What do you guys do for a living?
We work in the Photoshop department for a school yearbook.
Woohoo, thank you. Hi there, what do you do for a living?
Hi, I'm a counselor and a therapist.
Amazing, thank you.
Other comments also mentioned how people in the furry fandom were mostly nice and were unproblematic, except for a small minority who were a bit toxic. Another artist made a video answering a comment that was making fun of them for drawing furry art, and the artist didn't even bother saying anything to the person who left the comment and just pulled up the
draw lesbian furries. How fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, that sure is one way to shut a person up. I'm sure the person who made that comment is now somewhere trying to learn how to draw furries. Which leads us to another interesting part of drawing furry art commissions, or what my chronically online friends will call going to the dark side of drawing furry art.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I do like NSFW art, depending on what it is. It can be like $30 to $50, but yeah.
What's NSFW?
Not safe for work. So I actually do furry for the furry community.
Yeah.
Like I draw it.
Furry.
Furry. So furries are, I don't want to, I feel like it's a bit hard to explain. I don't want to offend anyone in the furry community.
Okay, so you draw furry.
Yeah.
And you draw it.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously you're very talented at drawing. And how did you stumble across this market?
Reddit.
Okay, so you like Reddit.
I saw someone doing the same thing on Reddit. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna hop on this because I'm in uni. So I'm like, okay, side hustle.
Where can this take you? How much money can you make doing this?
I have no idea how much anyone else is making, but yeah, I'm making enough.
So do people just describe to you what they want?
Yeah.
And you decide, okay, I'll make it.
Or they'll give you some like inspiration as well to like refer to.
Yeah.
Sometimes they give me fursonas and then like I'll draw them. So
Okay. Are you just using Twitter or are you on like other things like Fiverr and things like
just Twitter for now.
that? Yeah.
Too scared to take it anywhere else.
You just could be huge. Do you get really disturbing commissions that you like don't really want to do?
Whatever brings the money in. Like honestly, it's really hard to like draw the line at what's too much.
And do you have to do like revisions and stuff, or is it just like one and done? This is what I've done. Take it or leave it.
Revisions sometimes when I feel like I haven't quite got what they've wanted, but yeah, it's kind of just take it or leave it.
A real life artist accepting R-rated furry art commissions and talking about their whole process in public. Wow. That's a first. I never thought I'll expect to see an artist openly admit to drawing R-rated art and making money off of it just in person on a video, but there's a first time for everything. Although I feel like her prices were kinda low just because of the type of art she was making, and when I scroll through the comments, everyone else were telling her to raise her prices since she was making R-rated art and were explaining how she could be making more from the kinds of commissions she was taking. I guess I was right. The price for that kind of art is mostly dependent on your popularity and skill, detail, etc. It's a competitive market. You can't just raise your prices. You make the price that gets you commissioned. I got a friend who does that and she charges 200 euros minimum. Furries paid for her wedding. Well, I guess she's living a happy married life after all. Furry commissions gotta be an overpowered income. Those people make like thousands per drawing. While some people kept wondering why furries paid that much for a drawing and questioning if any of this was even real, it will appear this meme actually originated from a furry art commission that ended up costing over $20,000. This situation happened a while back when someone spent almost $23,000 on furry designs, which ended up looking rushed and incomplete and had the whole community mad over the drawings. This has a really good video about the situation and talks about it in depth, so you can definitely go give her video a watch if you want to know more about that particular situation. Now I know a lot of people have their mouths watering after hearing how much they could potentially make just from drawing a couple of furries, but you also have to understand that not every single artist is automatically going to start making that much just from drawing furry art. Things like your skill level, experience, and other little things will overall determine how much you could potentially earn from your furry drawings. Some artists have priced their commissions from $20 to $50, others have gone from $100 to $500 and even higher. But it's typically normal to see higher skilled artists charging way more for their commissions, so a little trick you can do to increase your prices is to add more custom options in your packages, like extra turnarounds or additional accessories, dynamic posing sheets, expression sheets, maybe even a little animatic if you're up for that. That way people buying your commissions will end up paying more if they want any of these additions along with their characters. This really good video by Cyanide talks about furry commissions and how much you could actually make posting furry art. He also starts a challenge trying to learn how to draw furries and just make a profit off of it, and it was such a roller coaster of a ride. I think you really need to watch the video just to see what happened.
So to truly answer this question, I can't half-ass this. I need to fully dedicate myself to the craft, so I'm going to be learning how to draw furry art. In fact, I'm going to be learning how to draw art in general because I cannot draw. Sounds easy enough, right? Now to set up the parameters of this experiment, I will have 2 months to prepare my art skills and then 2 months to post my art to the world and try to get as many commissions as I possibly can. Now, like in my PNG tuber video, which you should watch if you haven't, I have completion goals for this experiment too. To succeed at this experiment, I must complete at least one of the following goals. 1, get at least 1 commission. 2, get my pages to at least 100 followers. 3, get at least 1 post to 100 likes or retweets. And 4, death threats. Yes, death threats are a very common way to win this experiment, trust me. Now, full transparency, I did this experiment last year in 2023, but hopefully it should go well. So for posting, I'm going to start in the month of July 2023 on a brand new Twitter account, as Twitter is the social media I personally use the most often. Plus, I have personally seen success stories on there very frequently, even with the transfer of power over to Elon. So now that I'm going to start doing this experiment, where do I even start with learning how to draw furry art? I have no clue. Better yet, how and why do people even start drawing this stuff? Is it for the money? Is it for the love of art? Is it for a third thing that I cannot say without getting demonetized? I do not know. Now, I can't answer this without some field research, so I contacted 5 different furry artists to ask them all these questions. Starting out with, how did they get into furry art and how long have they been doing it?
Really never had like a knack for art or anything until lockdown, drawing random characters and whatnot. I have friends who were furries, so like I just started drawing their characters and stuff, and then like 2 years later, here I am.
When I was a kid, I was watching, for example, these cartoons like Sonic the Hedgehog. I started drawing a bit of those characters, and then I watched the movie, for example, of Space Jam. I think many people know that movie. Basically, for many of us, an introduction into this world.
Now obviously different artists are going to have different experiences when it comes to drawing furry art and earning money from drawing furry art commissions. Some artists may end up enjoying drawing furries a little too much, and instead of drawing a simple character for their commissions, they get so locked in and spend more time on the drawing, polishing it up and ending up with a pretty detailed image, which isn't really a bad thing since in the end you're just making art you enjoy. But the most we could hope for is the commissioner is as enthusiastic as you about the drawing and decides to pay you more for spending all that time improving the drawing. But if they really wanted a simplified art style, then you'll be cooked for spending all that time doing all that drawing when it didn't really matter in the end. I truly don't think there's anything wrong in wanting to draw furries or taking furry art commissions, as long as you're making the art yourself and not tracing art from other artists or stealing art from other artists and passing it off as yours. I think you're doing okay. And if you're really hungry for that sweet furry moolah and want to start drawing R-rated furry art, I don't think I'm the right person to give you advice on that. It's literally up to you. But I think as long as you're not drawing any weird stuff with minors or drawing furry CP or lolly, then I think you're relatively safe. But hey, what do I know? I definitely won't be the one to come between you and your bag. Get that bag, queen. Well, it looks like you made it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, share this video with a furry friend or a friend that enjoys furry art a little too much, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. With all that being said, I'll see all you pretty penguins. Mohammed Agbadi is a furry exposed. I'll see all you pretty penguins in the next video. Bye.